Alright guys, welcome back to another raindrop. Today I've got something a little bit different in mind for the raindrop. Basically what I'm going to have these guys do is go on a foot patrol from the main base. So at this point we've got the entire eastern side of the island secured by friendly forces. However, on the western side, basically the only area we have is up to the airfield. So this entire area on the western side is controlled by enemies. And what I'm going to be doing is a foot patrol today, and it's going to have to cover a certain set of towns. It's going to be Gravia, Athira, is that the? Yep. Athira, Coroni, and Agios Dionysos, and then Lacca, and back. And since this is a military compound, I'm probably going to put friendly forces in here. So what I need to do really is just populate these areas with a few civilians. And that's pretty much it, because everything else I'm going to spawn dynamically while we're actually doing the mission. So let's spawn some civilians. Mission generator, log in, and I wish I could disable that, but it's okay. So we want to go faction civilian. Really aggravating. Civilians and singles. I wish you could garrison. Can you garrison with civilians? No, garrison is under groups. So, you can. Oh, you can even do it with vehicles. I wonder if that'll blow it up. So let's do light with vehicles in all of them and see how that works out. So let's start at Gravia, and we will make a zone. I'll make the civilian zones, I think there were 4 cities, so I'll make it 10 through 7. 10, update zone, up here, and garrison light with vehicles spawn, and that should make civilian garrison spawn. And don't be surprised if we hear an explosion, because garrisoning an area with vehicles is very dangerous, because the vehicles often get spawned in a bad spot and they explode as a result. But now it's had enough time, let's go and double check it. See. There we go, and we've got some civilians down. And what about vehicles? Not even seeing any vehicles. So I'll manually place a few empty vehicles. Is that just a random ATV in the middle of the street? And this is the problem with the garrison. It spawns the vehicles just in the middle of the street. It's kind of weird. So I'm actually just going to delete all these. And I'll put a bunch of vehicles in manually. There we go. There's a couple that are at least parked out in front of a house normally. Alright, now let's do vehicles, empty yes, apply, give people some trucks, put a couple of trucks around town. It's actually enough, it's not that important, so back out. Remember, hit tab to back out, not escape. And then we're going to put some singles, and we're going to put them on defensive, so they'll stay in the zone. That's something new I learned recently. And we'll spawn, we'll say 10. We'll spawn less. We'll spawn 6. So, and make sure you randomize it up a little bit. So now there should be 6 civilians randomly, quote-unquote, patrolling, just walking around in there, and then some in the buildings, and then vehicles around. So now I'm going to do that same thing for the other 3 zones. And obviously this is the big one. So we want zone 9. Update zone. Make it. Alright, so again, we're going to garrison, so groups, garrison. This time we'll do just light, no vehicles. And spawn. And then singles on defensive. So singles, and we'll do 6 again. So and check with the 3D editor and make sure they're all there. Yep. There we go. You can see them walking around a little bit, just standing in the middle of the street. And let's put some more vehicles down. There we go. I already got one. Alright, that's more than enough. Ooh, there's a military area over here too. Where was the factory area? Okay, that's the factory area, but this is some random military area. So we'll say that this is definitely occupied. And before we even move on, we'll just go ahead and garrison it up. So we want riflemen, standing, apply. And a couple auto riflemen. And of course a marksman. Marksman. And we want him prone. So stand kneel prone. Add, apply. There he goes prone. And hopefully we'll remember to put a patrol around here. Probably do a fire team and a sentry worth of guys. So the city's ready to go. It's got civilians and random vehicles. And since there's a military base over here, I'll probably put random patrols just straight up in the city, but nothing inside of buildings. Ooh. I know what else we can do. Track static. Orders. So let's move on. So that's 1, 2, and I wanted this city. Oh, this is really tiny. I don't know what I'll do here. Oh, actually, yes, I do. I'm going to set up an ambush. So for the ambush, what menu is ambush on? So I can set up an IED and link it to an ambush. So where do I want to put the IED? And what do I want to make the IED look like? Small object. It needs to be something kind of obvious because we're not used to dealing with IEDs. It's not something we usually do. Medium objects. I wish there was an actual IED object. That would make it pretty obvious. I'll place something really conspicuous right here at these crossroads. Yep, and the ambush will come from right here, so let's do that. Alright, so I still want, let's see, medium objects. Let's put a metal barrel, small, fake. And we'll put it right here, like I said, and it target faction west, and its proximity, and I want to make the proximity 15 meters from where it's put down. So create the IED. So when west gets within 15 meters, the IED will explode. Put it right there. Oops. Oh, it lets me place it manually. Oh, it even has a little... Alright, so it's going to be pretty obvious that it shouldn't be there, hopefully. Alright, there we go. Now it's actually there. So I want to make the... Go back to menu 2 and go to ambush group. And I've got CSAT selected, so CSAT rifle squad. And where was that little area? This is that hilltop. It's hard to see with the terrain on. Oh no, this was that hilltop. There we go. And there was a little bowl right there. So I want create ambush, and you click and drag when you create an ambush, so click and drag towards that direction. And then to link them, hold shift and left click to draw a line to IEDs and ambush. Hold control to trigger. Okay, so if I hold control, it'll trigger the IED or the ambush, but if I hold shift and connect them, it connects them together. So now when this IED goes off, this group will ambush. And let's go to the 3D editor and make sure that that group is set up properly. There we go. Look at that. That's really cool. And if we have a lot of guys that show up tonight, I'll put down a second group. And even if they bypass the IED, I can manually make the ambush happen. And I still want to put down some civilians here, so we'll put down one vehicle since it's a little crummy area. So we'll go back to civilians. Alright, we're done here. And Laka, we can say this is deserted completely. So what did I need to do? Patrol, I wanted to make Zone 9, I wanted to put down CSAT patrols. So let's get up, find CSAT. All this extra stuff on my menu is from mods. I'm not even sure which mods. CSAT. Groups. There we go. Groups, rifle squad. We'll do... No, let's do teams instead. 1, 2 fire teams and 2 sentries. 1, 2. And then where was that military area? There we go, there's that military area. So we'll make another zone for them. We'll make it zone 11. Update zone. And we'll put a fire team patrol, put an anti-armor team patrol around them specifically. And let's go check and make sure stuff is spawning. Put 2 fire teams and 2 sentry patrols in town here. Just need to make sure that they spawn properly. There we go. Alright, there's the fire team. So seeing the one makes me assume that the rest of them are properly spawned. There's another one. The That's the anti-armor team I just made for this area. So everything's spawning properly, which is good. That means I can move on. So I've got nothing here yet. I've got this entire area is built up. So once they'll have to move through and then wipe out the little FOB here. I've got an ambush and an IED here. I've got nothing here, and I'll do anything else if it seems that we're getting bored or anything on the road. So, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me build this little mission for a foot patrol for my raindrop. Hopefully it'll go well. And as usual, thanks for watching.
I don't have eyes.
He's about to pop out. You see where that tree just went down?
Yep, got it.
Catching off. Fire in the hole, fire in the hole, fire in the hole.
Merry Christmas, you guys.
That's all a good night.